Hey guys, if you are new, welcome. I upload every Tuesday and Friday. I'm still trying to figure out what time I'm going to be regularly posting my videos, so until then, please ring that bell, that way you are notified for future videos. First off, I want to say if I seem kind of like not so high energy and kind of like bleh, that is because I have a massive tension headache coming from this side. I just cannot get myself to be more peppy with this headache. It just hurts so bad. And these lights are totally not helping. Today I am going to be testing out the Fenty Beauty Foundation. If you guys saw my Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation, then you'll know that I originally went to Sephora to pick up the Fenty foundation, but then they didn't have my color in stock, and then I had to order it online. Well, then when I went online, it was completely sold out. Literally nowhere around me had it. I had to order it from the Fenty website, and since I ordered it from the Fenty website, it took a little bit longer to get to me. But it has come in the mail in the Fenty packaging, and it's got this little card that says, "Show us your Fenty face" on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Then inside this black wrapped paper wrap is the foundation. I picked up the shade 230 and hopefully that is my shade. Otherwise I'll have to return it and that's not gonna be fun. I'm not a huge package person, so the box is the box. And then here is the foundation. It's actually kind of cool. I kind of actually like this packaging. It's got like two flat sides, but it's also round. And then it says "Shake Well" and just the Fenty logo on the side. And it's got the frosted glass and a plastic top and a plastic pump. I'm going to shake it well. For this video, I am only going to put primer on one side of my face. That way I can see if you need primer or not. For those of you who don't know, I have more normal skin. It's more normal to oily. I do get a little bit oily in the T-zone sometimes. Today I think I'm going to be more on the normal side. So I'm just going to put primer on this side of my face and no primer on this side of my face. So while I let my primer kind of settle down and dry, I remembered that I should do my eyes before I do my foundation in case there's any fallout, which there was a little bit of. I have a very basic eye makeup because, like I said, I have a headache. I am going to first apply it to the primed side and then to the non-primed side to kind of see if there is a difference of how it goes on. This is supposed to be a matte foundation. And I did hear that, and see when I swatched it at Sephora, that this is going to oxidize. I really don't want an orange Oompa Loompa face. So there it is with just one layer and using my beauty sponge. Figured I should probably zoom you in for this. It's looking pretty good. It's definitely matte, like I can see that right away. I'm gonna do the other side with a foundation brush. This is the Morphe M439. I just wanna see if there is a difference of how it applies. And I'm also putting on more on this side because I feel like this side, that wasn't quite enough. So, whoa boy. That was maybe a little too much, so I can put it on the other side as well. So I'm going to actually see if it's buildable on this side. So first I'll do this side, see if it's buildable. I normally don't really like putting on foundations with a brush, only because I feel like it gets really streaky. The sponge kind of seemed to really suck away the product, so it's definitely buildable. So I definitely feel like a brush is the way to go with this foundation, but like I said, things get streaky, so I'm just gonna go over it just to kind of pat it into my skin. I definitely think the primed side looks smoother than the unprimed side. This foundation is really matte. It's almost looking a little bit cakey. Like, yeah, it's super matte, and I don't know that I like this, guys. I don't know. It's sitting in my brows a little strange, which I know some foundations they do that, but this might be a little too matte for me. From afar, it looks really good, but up close, which I highly doubt anyone is going to be standing at my face like this close. Nobody's going to be standing up to me this close, not even my husband. The color seems... the color. The color seems to be pretty good, but I'm just like right around the nose crease and the bulbous part of my nose and in between my brows and in my eyebrows, it really looks kind of cakey, and also on my upper lip and like down on my smile lines over here. It looks kind of cakey, I'm not gonna lie. I am going to do the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. Okay, so the rest of my makeup is on and I have some thoughts. I really want to spray my face with setting spray so bad. This is so matte, and I don't think I've ever complained about a really matte foundation because I used to have very, very, very oily skin. It may not look like it's super matte from the distance that it's at right now, but that is because I have highlight on my forehead, I have highlight on my cheeks, highlight on my nose, highlight on my cupid's bow, and highlight on my chin, and that is because of how matte it looked. It literally looked like I was just so dry. And like I said, I have normal skin, like normal to oily, more normal than oily. Yeah, it is so matte. The packaging says that it is medium to full coverage for all, which means like all skin types, and long wear, light as air. So it does feel really light on the skin, like it hardly feels like I have any makeup on. I mean, other than how dry it feels, like it's almost so dry that it itches. It's really, really lightweight. I definitely agree with that. Yes, it is medium to full coverage. Like I said, it was buildable. I have a really hard time believing that someone with dry skin would like this because it is so matte. Even with my normal skin, like I just cannot stand how it's sitting in the middle of my forehead, like right in between my eyebrows. And I also don't like how it's sitting like around my nose. But like I said, if you have oily skin, you are probably going to love this foundation. I know that when I had oily skin, I would have loved for this to been out when I had very oily skin because I would have loved it. It would have been great. I mean, I seriously would be, like my oils would come through my skin in like 30 minutes after I had applied foundation. I'm sure that would have been great. It looks good, I'm not gonna lie. It does look good, but right in here, I hate how it's like gathering. And right in here, I'm not loving how it's sitting. Maybe if I had like a pore filling primer, it would look better. Again, this is the primed side and this is the unprimed side. They both look the same right now. I really hope you can see how it's gathering in my eyebrows and like between my eyebrows, like right in here. Not loving it. Not loving how it's sitting there. Not loving how it's gathering here. It's just kind of looking cakey like here. This is where it's not looking as great. Since I now have more normal skin, I'm going to spray my face with some setting spray. To do that, I am going to use the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix. Hopefully my face will stop looking so dry. I honestly don't know how much of a difference that spray made. Didn't do a whole lot. It's still quite matte. I'm really hoping that throughout the day my natural oils come through and kind of blend in with this foundation to make it look less matte. But right now I am super matte. My face kind of feels itchy because it feels really dry. It is currently 11:36. I will be back in a couple of hours to give you an update to really see if anything has changed. Hey guys, it is now, there's no watch around me, it's like 2:30. So it's been 3 hours and of course it looks really good on my iPhone screen, but up close, I don't know if it'll focus or not, but I hate the way my pores are accentuated like everywhere, especially in here. Like I said, I didn't like how it was sitting in this area and it looks terrible. And also between my eyebrows, that still looks pretty bad. And see, when you're up close, you can see like all the texture on my face. You can see all of my pores. Like even down here where I don't normally see pores, I can see pores. I just hate this foundation so much. From afar, it looks awesome. It looks really great, but up close, it looks So freaking bad. Yeah, it just looks so cakey all over. I want to take this off so bad, and I think I'm gonna just record, like refilm this tomorrow using like a pore filler, because I hate the way this looks right now. Absolutely hate it. I hate how it looks on my nose. I hate how it looks right under here, like in this triangle area. I hate how it looks between my forehead. Even my oils have come through on my nose, and you'd think it'd look better. And this is like a good skin day, guys. Like, my skin is not doing all that bad right now, but this foundation is making it look so cakey in person. Yeah, I don't like this at all, like especially right in this area right here. So I'm going to go home, I'm going to take this off, and then tomorrow I'm going to film again using a pore filler, and hopefully that will be better. If it doesn't work out tomorrow with a pore filler, I'm definitely returning this. My skin also still feels really dry. It doesn't feel nice on my skin. With all that said, that is enough for today. I will see you tomorrow, and hopefully it'll be a better day tomorrow for this foundation. Okay, so now it's actually been 2 days, not the next day. I figured I would give my skin a rest. It kind of seemed a little dry the day after using the Fenty Foundation, so I gave my skin a little bit of rest, and today I super exfoliated my face and I super moisturized my face. Today I am going to use 2 pore filler primers. One is high-end and one is drugstore. Since I've already done one side without any primer, I'm not going to do that again. This foundation looks terrible without a pore filling primer, in my opinion, on my skin. It just looks awful. So let's see if having a pore filler primer does anything. Who knows if completely exfoliating my face and super moisturizing my face will do anything, but I'm trying to give this foundation a fair chance, but so far I'm leaning towards I'm going to return this thing because I don't really like it. I'm going to use the high-end Dr. Brandt's Pore No More on this side of my face, and I'm going to use the Maybelline Baby Skin Primer on this side of my face, and we'll see if this foundation does any better. So normally I would just put it like in my larger pore areas, which is right here, but this foundation, it was even accentuating pores that are down here, which like never happens. So I'm just gonna put this all over this side of my face and see if that does anything. The problem with pore filling primers on my face, I don't know what it is, but it seems like foundation always separates so easily when I have a pore filling primer on. I don't know if it's because of the like silicone consistency or the actual silicone in the product. This primer doesn't have silicone, so I'm hoping it gets a fair chance. And then this Baby Skin by Maybelline is a silicone primer, so we'll see how well this does. I figured I'd give you 2 different options, high-end and drugstore. Alright, so both sides are primed, and now let's shake up the foundation again. I'm going to pump it directly onto my face, one side at a time, so high-end first. I'm actually going to put a little bit on my brush. This is buildable. I just want to see how it moves around with the pore filler primer. I doubt it's going to like really move, but I just want to see. So it looks like it's going on the same as when I used just my Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm, and I'm just going to pat that in again. I can already tell I'm not liking how this is sitting on my face, but keep going. I'm going to use my brush instead, because I do remember that the brush gives a little more coverage and I put way too much on. Okay, so my camera literally just died as I was applying this side, so now I'm on my phone. Excuse the wobbliness and probably the volume as well. But I just wanted to show you guys what this is looking like. So this is the high-end primed side, and that is what it's looking like. Again, I don't like how it's sitting in this area. I don't like how it's sitting in my brows. It looks really dry and cakey in this area. And then for this side, the same thing is going on. I don't like how it's sitting in here and on this side. This is the drugstore pore filler primer. This side, when I put on the foundation, it was much much more slippery applying the foundation. And even if I were to like touch my forehead right now, I would move the foundation. So I think maybe that primer's not so great with this. I don't like how it's sitting on my face. I mentioned this before. I must say though, with my moisturizer, again, it is a very thick moisturizing moisturizer. So I don't have that dry, tight, itchy feeling that I had last time when I was using just like a basic moisturizer that wasn't so hydrating. So yeah, I'm just going to put on the rest of my makeup and I will update you guys once I put all that on. So there's no way of me showing you what time it is, but it is 11 o'clock, like on the dot, and I've just completed all of my makeup. Everything on my face is exactly the same as it was on Saturday when I filmed this, and I still hate this foundation. Like I said, this side is the Pores No More high-end primer, and this is the Baby Face drugstore primer. This side of my face is terrible. The primer sucks with this foundation. I don't normally use this primer anyway. I'm just not a fan of silicone, but I have it around as a drugstore option. Let me just show you guys. So on this side of my face, it is super patchy, like right in this area. And then on my forehead, right here, the foundation has come off, like lifted off when I was doing my bronzer. Actually, no, it lifted off when I was doing my setting powder, and I used the RCMA No Color setting powder. And like I said, when I was just setting my whole face, I don't press hard on my brushes or anything like that, so for it to have lifted off already just from doing my setting powder, that's ridiculous. I don't know if I want to blame the primer or the foundation over that, but they both get a docked down point. But yeah, it's like super patchy here, here, down here, up here, from just using my setting powder and even applying the other makeup. And then on this side, the Pores No More did a great job, didn't lift when I was applying my makeup. I don't know of a better drugstore primer that is pore filling. Still not a fan of how it's looking in this area or around my nose or like on my upper lip and like corner of my lip area. From afar though, my foundation looks amazing, but up close, no. I just look so incredibly matte and powdery and cakey, especially around my nose. And actually, on Saturday, we went and visited my in-law side of the family, and my niece was commenting because she knew that I was doing the Fenty review, and she was commenting saying like, yeah, your foundation looks good, but it definitely looks powdery and very matte. So I'm going to set my face and we'll see if this does anything. Anyway, like I said, it's like 11 o'clock now, and I will update you in a couple of hours and let you guys know what I think of it then. So far, still hating it. This darn foundation. I don't like the way it looks. It looks way too powdery. Even when I set it with a setting mist, it just looks terrible. But like I said, from afar, it looks really great. It is currently exactly 9 o'clock. I really don't want to have to take off my glasses, but I probably should, huh? Alright, so let me just first say, I hate this foundation. I don't think I've ever hated a foundation as much as I hate this one. But look, can you see all of that foundation that has transferred onto my glasses? I don't think I've ever had a foundation do this badly, like transfer onto my glasses this badly. It's literally like caked on. Oh, that is so gross. I am going to come in close so that you can really see both sides and be depressed with me with this foundation. On my forehead, like I said, right here is where the foundation lifted off. I'm not even oily today. It's just, I don't know if it's this foundation or if it's the primers, but it just, I feel oily somehow. But I also feel dry. It settled into this line right here, right in there, and it doesn't look good. On my nose area and just like everywhere, like right in this zone, it looks really bad as well. My foundation, it's now like patchy. Down here it's patchy. My chin is patchy. Right around here has come off, and that's the area that I hated how it looked the most. This transfers so much. I like scratched my face in a couple of areas, like this area that's all patchy, but I barely scratched. Like I just feather scratched my face, and it transferred on and under my nails and on my fingers. I don't even think this would look good on people with oily skin. If people with very oily skin were to wear this foundation, it would just transfer all over the place. I feel like my skin became dehydrated throughout the day and like produced more oils because of how dry this foundation was. And it just transfers so much, and I'm just so grossed out. I'm actually going to show you guys how easily it was to like swipe the foundation away. You can actually see right here where my glasses pad took off the foundation, and now that looks terrible as well. So I'm going to show you now how well or how easily it is to swipe the makeup off of my face. And there is all the foundation. You can see how much foundation came off. It is the worst foundation. I don't know what everyone was freaking out, and there was so many videos that I saw that people were loving it, but I hate this. So anyway, that completes this video. I hope this helped you decide not to buy that foundation. I think it's a terrible foundation. The people who love it, I don't know what, they must have like amazing skin, like no pores and flawless skin, no acne whatsoever, like my friend Zoe. She would probably love this foundation, except for it's drying, so she probably wouldn't love it because it's so drying. I would not recommend this foundation, but you are always more than welcome to make your own decisions. You do not have to listen to what I have to say, but I'm saying nay to the Fenty foundation. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already and ring that bell. That way you are notified for future videos. Bye guys.